Welcome, Sagittarius. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I pulled for you the Nine of Wands card. This is describing a way that I believe, particularly during the full moon in Cancer, which occurs on the 13th of this month, you are going to realize that you're working a lot harder than you need to. There's a way in which, because you don't trust others, you don't trust the universe, and you're not sure that you will be okay. And so you have been working very diligently for a very long time from your heart to move forward in a direction that allows you to express your gifts. But because you perhaps have been triggered by failures, disappointments, betrayals as a result of not having your needs met in your formative years. That's simply an example of the possibilities. You do not trust others to provide or take care of you in a way that children often expect to be taken care of by their parents or need to be provided for. So this has encouraged you to be self-reliant in a way that makes it difficult for you to establish trusting relationships or friendships. As a result of that, you simply feel that you must do everything on your own and you must do everything well, because otherwise it won't get done and you won't be adequately rewarded for your efforts. This is a general reading, Sagittarius. It's not going to resonate for all of you. If you're interested in a personal reading, information for that is in the description box below. Let's get going with your social identity, the way others see you, the Temperance card. It's interesting. One of the benefits, I think there's oh no, that's a shadow because of the trees and the leaves outside. There's a way that you have been working for a very long time to balance out the opportunities that are presented to you with the rewards that you gain as a result of working through certain experiences. There's a kind of grace and composure that you're able to exhibit no matter what happens to you in the external world, no matter what catastrophes, uh, unexpected events, tornadoes, storms you endure. You are able to keep a positive outlook externally towards others. And this is modeling this tremendous, beautiful grace. What you might be struggling with is that same sense of grace within yourself. In other words, what is the character of your self-talk? The way you talk to yourself, I guarantee you, is probably not the way you would talk to others. When you think back on events from the past from which you're trying to learn, you're trying to understand what these difficulties, what these challenges taught you, and you may have internalized a critical parent's voice, one that derides others' actions, uh, uh, disrespects the perhaps good intentions but not so good behaviors that you experienced, one that belittles your own efforts, uh, faults you for doing the same thing over and over again, or trusting the same relationships or opportunities over and over again. So the message I'm getting for you is talking to yourself, learning to talk to yourself the way that you talk to others. You are always a cheerleader. You're always looking at a positive way of understanding and experience when others share their challenges with you. You're always encouraging. You're always uh, giving out a positive interpretation and looking at the openings that exist. This is something you are learning to do for yourself. In the first house, we have the Judgment card. Wow. I do think this is part of a greater revelation that you are having about the difficulties of your relationships. And it isn't that all of you are single. It isn't that all of you are not fabulous partners. It's that whatever your status is with all relationships, I'm not just talking about romantic relationships. This is about how you get along with family members, how you get along with friends, what's difficult about maintaining those friendships. I believe that you're now understanding that the difficulty, the lack of trust, has been within yourself. Because of past experiences, you don't trust yourself to follow your own wisdom or your intuition because look how it worked out in the past. You want to believe in the spiritual intentions, the best intentions of others without always being aware of the complexity of others' behaviors that has nothing to do with you or very little to do with you. And yet you've internalized those rejections, that exclusion, as being all about your lack of worthiness. And this is a huge lesson. And one of the things the full moon in Cancer gives us the opportunity to do is to see how our memories are filtered through these triggers that are the result of how our needs weren't met in our earlier lives. In the fourth house, the house of your foundation, we have the Emperor. It's interesting that I'm seeing all of these cards in very different ways than I might ordinarily interpret them. I see the Emperor as absolutely you having sovereignty over your life and your decisions. Your understanding that you have the ability to create the reality you desire. But I also see this tight control that you have over your reality, this way that your sense of responsibility does not allow in the impact of others in your life, that you are shielding yourself from uh, collaborations at a certain level because you're insecure about your ability to make good decisions for yourself. And because of this, you are in a place where you are constantly drawn to people that you admire who have the bull by the horns, that are living their best life or appear to be, that pursue the adventures that you believe you were designed, you were put here to pursue, but don't have the confidence that you can do that. Something holds you back from feeling that you are trustworthy on your own behalf, that you are sufficiently mature and reasonable enough to be able to meet any challenge that would come your way. In the seventh house of significant others, we have the High Priestess. Boy, this is all major arcanas here. This is really about this portal opening around the full moon in Cancer and the idea that this connection to your ancestry through your memories is opening up wisdom's unexpected wisdom for you. I think because of the confident, joyful, social, optimistic persona that you've adopted in the world, you have resisted the wisdom around the lack of confidence, the lack of faith you have in who you are, and the impact of that over time. That you are only now in a position to admit these truths to yourself so that you can begin to recognize that your life experience points to the contrary. That in fact you are more than prepared to move forward towards that contribution, that gift to the world that you came here to make. This is something that you have had to hold in, the sense of predestination, because of the disappointing experiences you've had where you've been in these ideal positions to move forward in a way that you expected to make your mark, to be successful, to receive the attention, the rewards, the recognition that your energy deserves. But only now are you really coming to grips with why you haven't been able to do that, for all your blessings and all your gifts. And this, in many ways, is freeing you from this past that haunts you. You are haunted by memories of near successes, partial successes, almost there-ness that was somehow sabotaged by others. And even understanding that you sabotaged it hasn't been enough to help you to turn that corner. And now it's through the simple acts of learning how to speak to yourself. What does your self-talk look like? Because you certainly spend enough time with yourself to have a well-developed dialogue existing with yourself. And it's not simple at all. And I'm not trying to propose it as that. But this is direct evidence, a direct tool that is within your grasp to shift a reality that you know is barely reflecting your potential. If this reading is resonating for you, Sagittarius, please like this video, please share this with others, and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. And I pulled relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my highest good, who serve my higher good. And I like this because I do know that it is through those people that you're attracted to, that you know your spiritual intention is tied to. You're always attaching yourself to people who are doing what you believe you were put here to do. And that is positive because it is in developing those friendships, those relationships, that you understand that you're being taught your value. In the first house, the Judgment card is clarified by the Fool card. My goodness. Yes, this awareness that you're gathering, this sense of, aha, that's so overused. Sorry for that. This enlightenment that you're receiving about your path and your place in it, your power to actualize it, is actually releasing you. It's liberating you to move forward towards those things that are important to you, that give your life and your experience significance. This is beautiful. In the fourth house, the Emperor card is clarified by the Four of Wands. Well, here you understand that relationships are the key to your ability to build the community that supports you. That you are drawn to those that are experiencing the adventures you want to experience, that are exploring the world in the way you want to explore it. And that's what supports you to do the same. You're always down to celebrate. You're always down to merge and collaborate with those that are doing the things that you find value in. This is beautiful. This actually is indicating a very critical partnership in your life. It can be business, it can be personal, it can be with a family member. But there's a new level of acknowledgement that growth is the key to your success. In the 7th house, the High Priestess is clarified by the 9 of Wands. It's time to let go of the past. And it's interesting because for many of you, the past is a key part of your strength. In other words, you're linked to your cultural ancestry, your cultural heritage, your direct ancestors, your spirit guides. This is one of your strengths. But regurgitating the past is something that has held you back, that keeps you feeling oppressed and a victim. And you are now in a position to finally let that go. That aspect of your past, that is this negative self-talk, this negative self-denigration, is being finally released. And in the 10th house, the Temperance card is clarified by the 8 of Swords. There are a lot of people in your head. You are overanalyzing, overthinking just about everything. And as a thinker, as many of you are, this is something you do, but it is something you struggle with. So that it seems very clear to me that learning to direct your thoughts, to release your thoughts, to relax into your intuition, your feelings, your sensations, is powerful for you. Because you already know. You already know what you're supposed to do, the direction you're moving, and you've been on the path for a while, and you've been watching from the sidelines others on that path pass you by. But you are in a place where you have learned so much, you've experienced so much, that it is hard for you to turn the wheels off, not just about what it is you want to accomplish, but the process. You are a process person. You love the path. You love the way of achievement, not just achieving, but how you get there. You know that's just as important as what you achieve, is how you achieve it. Interesting reading, which I finish up with a glyph oracle card. These are new, and so still kind of getting used to these beautiful and very subtle cards. And I pulled the scales balance, and it looks like it goes this way. This to me is very clearly about not only justice, but also the planet Venus, which has just moved into Pisces maybe a week or so ago. Venus in Pisces is exalted. The energy of justice is the energy of love. It's balance, it's harmony, it's beauty. It is attraction and repulsion, and it's equalizing those energies so that it is fair, it is right. There's a lot of work here that you have put into balancing your internal and your external experiences. Finally, you've come to a place of learning that you are worthy. You've already earned the rewards that you are seeking. And it's time to enjoy those rewards. Thank you so much, Sagittarius, for this beautiful reading. Until next time, namaste.